Hola, welcome to the channel of Spanish speakers, where we all speak Spanish. My name is Lucia, and today we are going to have a tip about how to learn Spanish, a small lesson that starts a series of 12 lessons so you can build your solid foundation of Spanish. The lesson is about the article, and finally we will end the video with an expression commonly used in Spanish. Hope you enjoy the video, and let's go ahead. Today's tip has to do with listening. It's important to get familiar with Spanish sounds, and in this manner you will start to pick out words that are similar to English. For example, explicación, explanation, descripción, description, and so many other words that are very similar to English. You just have to change the sound. This will help you understand when people address you and be able to manage a conversation. Well, actually, it's key, because if you don't understand, how are you going to answer? And how long do I have to listen for? Well, I advise to listen to no more than 10 minutes each day, because this tip works over time. This means that it won't work from today to tomorrow. And if today I decide to spend the whole afternoon listening to a Spanish film, probably I will never want to listen to Spanish ever again. I will have a mental block, too much information, and I will never ever want to do it. And it won't work for me. What works is little each day. So if you can, listen 10 minutes to Spanish a day, and minimum 3 to 4 times per week. Okay? And you will soon start to engage Spanish. Okay, and now let's dive into today's lesson about articles. Here we are going to learn what they are, how to use them, and what types there are. And then an interesting detail about articles. Okay, so an article is a small word that goes in front of a noun. A noun is a name of something, for example, table. And they help us indicate if the table that we are talking about, so the object, is known or unknown. For example, the table or a table. So we've got, in Spanish, la mesa, una mesa, okay? The articles, they don't have any meaning. That means they are grammatical objects without any significance. This means that we can't describe them. For example, if I say the word table, mesa, I can explain what a mesa is. If I say la, there's no explanation for la. It's only a word that has a reference to an object that I know about. For example, la mesa de la terraza, the table from the terrace, or an object that I don't know about, una mesa en un restaurant, any table in English. Okay? So now that you understand what an article is and how it helps us in languages, I'm going to give you some insights about articles that most people don't know. There are some languages that don't use them. For example, all the Slavish languages like Polish, Russian, and Lithuanian languages. Okay? All the Slavish block of languages, they don't use art. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but often they say, I am going to sit in garden, instead of saying I am going to sit in the garden. Okay, that's just a small example. Anyway, after this small insight, I'm going to dive into the two types of articles that exist, both in Spanish and in English. In Spanish, we have the determinated article, same as in English, that is used for addressing an object that we are familiar with. For example, the table on the terrace. La mesa en la terraza. So it's the one that we know what that is on the terrace, and indeterminated, una mesa, has not been specified. So these are the two types. In English, we have the as the determinated article that in Spanish diverts into la if our object is feminine, and en if the object that we're talking about is masculine. And in plural, it is las and los. About masculine and feminine, we will have a lesson next week, okay? So if you are unsure about genders, masculine, feminine, and la, stay here and on our channel, and we're going to explain in some days. And then we've got the indeterminated article un, una, equivalent to a, or unos, unas, equivalent to some. Okay, and that is the types of articles. At the end of the video, I am leaving a PDF with exercises about articles so you can practice more this aspect. Brilliant. And now we're going to go with the expression of the week. And now it's time for today's challenge. It has to do with the word gracias. And you all know what gracias means in Spanish, or most of you. Well, anyway, just in case, gracias means thank you. And from gracias, we have the word gracia, that means grace. And from gracia, we have our expression of today, that is hacer gracia algo a alguien. Yeah? And the challenge is that you work out what this means. And I'm going to give you an example in Spanish, okay? It's in Spanish this time. It's a mí me hace gracia las historias de María, okay? Just going to quickly repeat it. Me hace gracia las historias de María. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Me hacen gracia las historias de María. Okay, and there you have today's challenge to do with the word gracia, grace, and gracias. Thank you. To share your ideas about what this expression means, please go to the conversation board and share with other members what you think it means. Okay? And next week in the video, I will explain exactly what it means. Okay, and now, my dear Spanish speakers, we are coming to the end of this video for today. If you have enjoyed it, please subscribe, give us a like, super thanks, and visit our webpage, find out more about us. And I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson to continue learning and sharing about this amazing language that is Spanish. I'm going to say goodbye in Spanish to all of you. Adios, hasta luego.